I'm 52, and about a year ago, I started to notice that I wasn't waking up with morning wood and that my erections weren't as firm as they used to be. Also, that during the act, if it takes too long for me to get there, then my body seems like it doesn't believe me and it will give up. Other symptoms of erectile decline, and I call it decline and not dysfunction because from my understanding it is a natural thing that happens from about age 30. I read that testosterone levels decline at about a rate of 1%. This rate changes depending upon genetics. However, it seems to be not a dysfunction, so not erectile dysfunction, but a natural decline in testosterone levels, which then affects things like your libido. And there are other symptoms, as I was saying, such as decreased muscle mass, cognitive decline, as you're seeing here. My memory is out the door. And you put on fat. So those are a few of the things that also happen. Irritability. I know I get very hangry in a way that I never used to. However, there are solutions. Redefining intimacy and sexual confidence. I trust that sexual situations will work out. I'm not sexually active right now, but I trust that I will be with a partner with whom I prioritize emotional intimacy and open communication, so that this would be something that I could talk about. In cases where your business doesn't respond the way you'd like it to, you could focus on your partner. You could postpone and get together at another time. And of course, there's what all the men run to, which is the pills. So there are options. And there's some generic over-the-counter alternatives that are said to give results. Now, on my own, I'm fine. But my concern has been that with a partner, the pressure to perform might result in non-performance. But that's why you should be in a relationship with someone who's empathetic, maybe someone around your age who understands the challenges of growing older and feeling this pressure to still be a 20-year-old, you know? Freedom to focus on other aspects of life. I am definitely given into it. As in, I know that for some people, sexual prowess is very important. It's not been so important to me. If you watch my video on me being a gay Christian, it was something that I wished away to the point where I think it may have negatively affected my desire for sex. So I am happy that my focus can now be on nurturing relationships, on my own personal well-being, on my hobbies. And I just relish not being embarrassed by my own body. I remember when I was at secondary school, every morning around the roundabout at the Globe Cinema, I used to get an erection, which would not go away until after I got out of the car, having to swing my bag in front of me to hide it. So I won't miss spontaneous erections. Although I've started taking a route. I've started taking a route that is called Tonkatz Ali, and I realized that during the night I now have spontaneous erections again. Challenging stigma. So one of the best ways to challenge stigma surrounding ED, erectile decline, and again, as I said, not dysfunction, is to do what I think I'm doing, which is to talk about it. I think that men just don't talk about these things. I got together with a group of women and they were talking about menopause and how it's not something that's really addressed because the interest is in women's fertility. And so once they're past that point, there's not a lot of investment in understanding how it works. And so there are many undiagnosed symptoms, perhaps not so similarly for men, because they can still impregnate a woman as they get older. There are myths created by men themselves that they continue to perform as they did when they were much younger. From the time I was young, I remember that there was this idea that if you put bird egg on your business, that it would make it grow long. There was another one, if you plant cassava and train it so that the plant grows straight, then that's how your business would grow. So there's a lot of obsession surrounding male sexuality and performance, which leads to lots of lies, okay? Again, the rate at which this decline occurs is influenced by other factors. Like how important sex is to you could be one of those factors because it's a psychological factor. And genetics and who you are as an individual, you know, how much testosterone you've got going on for you. And managing stress. So I went to the doctor to ask him about it, and he told me that there are 20-something-year-old men coming in with ED because of stress, and he actually advised me to manage stress or to take supplements that combat stress. Supplements like, and I'm not a doctor, so I'm not prescribing medication or suggesting that you use this, but it's a natural stress combatant, which is St. John's wort. And he, I guess, having met many guys who immediately say to him, I want Viagra, said that he wasn't going to prescribe me anything. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? I don't want to manage stress. I want something that's going to deal with the issue. But I admitted to myself that I have been under a lot of stress recently, which could be a huge contributing factor. Chronic stress with taking care of my terminally ill mom, who then passed away, and dealing with the funeral and the gazillion condolences, and dealing with a father who is hostile for whatever reason, maybe dementia related. So managing home care for my autistic sister and for him. So, you know, I'm also just trying to be gentle with myself, but don't feel alone if this is something that's happening with you. Again, you need to be in healthy relationships where you can talk to your partner about what's going on. We have a limited amount of control over what our bodies do. And I know that it can be stressful because if you're in a relationship and your business isn't working, then your partner thinks that it is because you don't find them attractive. But just as you did not decide on your sexuality, what you were attracted to, your body will decide what it will do. Erections aren't something that you think into being. It's physiological. They happen naturally as a result of certain stimuli, or they don't happen as a result of everything that I've just talked about. So yeah, it's a thing. I did a video on getting older, and this is one of the other things, you know. So don't be hard on yourself. Just accept that there's certain realities and that you're just in another phase of life, which opens you up for other possibilities. Yeah. All right. Thank you for following and for your comments. Saying what I gotta say, man. Sometimes I don't even know why I'm doing these videos, but I feel like I got a lot to say and I'm just getting it out. All right. So until the next video. Ciao.
Back down, listen up. Make you learn it. You said the thing tight? Right, anybody want to mash it up tonight? Extra. Make you feel right. Oh, here, I want to touch up your breast. Play with your booty, touch up your breast. Play with your booty, touch up your breast. Play with your booty. Be a girl, you think that's twerky?